Did you read that article about Fonzie and the Athletic? Our boy Josh Cloak wrote an interview and just talking about how he's going about his captaincy, how it's obviously new territory for him, how normally he's quite a quiet guy, at least he was a quiet guy, but how his captaincy will mature, how he's been speaking to Manuel Neuer and Thomas Muller a lot about it at Bayern, which makes a lot of sense. He goes, they're two very different types of leaders, but they lead in their own way and both very, very effective. I thought that was interesting, Dubs, that he is going out of his way to kind of learn how to be a captain. So it's not just about learning tactics and formations, and within the squad itself, the established players are learning as well. And Fonzie being probably number one, a guy not naturally necessarily a captain, but now being really thrown in that position and trying to do the best of it.
And thrust into that role and everything that you need to assume kind of when you wear that mantle, and the responsibility of it, and maybe pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Like I was at an event, a private event on Thursday, and Max Crepeau and Fonzie were there as the two player representatives, and Jesse Marsh, not putting him on the spot, but asking more of them, like saying a few words and be like, no, okay, Fonzie, what do you think about this? And asking him to speak more and being in that setting. And I was thinking, back when I was captain, one of the leaders on the national team, wishing I'd had that setting to understand how to navigate like a cocktail room setting with business people, and how that would have been easier to translate later on kind of post-career. But putting him in situations where he can find his own authentic voice as a leader and finding his own unique way to lead, which is at the end of the day, and then Jimmy and Forrest as his former captains, is the only way that rings true, right? Is the only way that you're that legitimate leader that everybody looks to in times of peace and in times of war. When things are easy, it's very, very easy to be a reliable, consistent leader. Somebody who's everyone trusts your voice. But it's when times are difficult, then can you maintain that consistency, that authenticity, and then all of a sudden you bring the best out of one another when your backs are up against the wall. And so I think he's being thrust into this role and put into these maybe slightly uncomfortable positions so that he understands how to navigate it and how to do it by being Fonzie, by being himself, not being what Jesse Marsh wants him to be or what those other players want him to be, but what he knows himself to be, and kind of brings that out of himself.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, he's at a club where he's learning, the education of football and learning about leadership, and he's come from an awful long way. And it might be a little bit scary for him too. It is outside his comfort zone, and what you do off the field, what you do in press conferences, and how you handle the younger players and what their expectations are, leading by example, picking up the bag of balls when you're going to training and things like that. It's all important.
Yeah. I think the important thing is when you're captain is just to continue to be yourself. Don't try to be somebody different. Yeah. There's a reason why people respect you. There's a reason why they want you to be captain, is because you are just being yourself, and those leadership qualities are already starting to come out. And it's just fine tuning those leadership qualities and making sure that you don't back down from any challenges, because if when the times are great, yeah, enjoy them. But when they're bad, you're the one that has to lead by example. You're the one that has to face them head on, and the team follows. So be brave, but continue to be yourself.
And I think that Jesse Marsh is a great man for that, development for him as well. I think he'll work hand in hand with him to help him along the way.
Yeah.
I remember sitting down and speaking to Christine Sinclair about it just recently. Like Jimmy and Forrest are both advisors on SportShare as well, which is a way where you get like vetted educators talking about areas of expertise. And obviously Sinky soccer is one. And so I sat down and got a chance to have conversations with her about how she scores, like how do you get into the mind of somebody who finishes so clinically, so easily, but then also as a leader. And she said in the beginning of her career, she thought she had to be the person who was the most vocal, who was speaking in the scrums and, in the locker room before the game. And she realized she didn't have to do that. So being a leader is realizing what gets you there, like being yourself, as you're saying, Jimmy, but it's also about being confident enough to share the spotlight, to allow other people to shine at what they're good at and support them in that way. And then that just it's not about looking better, but it's about making sure the team is performing its best. So the way that you do that is you look at everyone's strengths and you make sure that that's well distributed and everybody's elevating their own game and their own leadership in the best way that they can. And then that's when you see the results and the performances, really hit like an apex, the zenith of what you're capable of doing.
Was the timing for Fonzie to be captain actually almost perfect because he's established as the man already, the best player? It's a young squad. Had he been given the armband when, Stephen Vittoria, Milan Borjan, Atiba Hutchinson was still there, would that have been a much bigger challenge, Jimmy, for him?
No.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of emphasis on the captain's position, which, I think these
which do though, right? Unless you've been in the room, right? Which I haven't. You guys grew up in that room. We don't know that. We see the captains as great big thing because we build it up as fans, as a media. It's a massive thing. But you're telling me that actually it isn't that big a deal.
No, if you're looking for Alphonso to inspire you or lead you, I don't think you're probably ready. But where our players are playing and the clubs they're at and the pressures that they're under and the leadership qualities that they've proven and certainly done on the field and led by example, I don't think they're all talking behind the scenes about who should be captain. And it's like, whatever. We're all captains.
Yeah.
I can say though, and I'm a contrarian this morning, but when I was named captain, when Evan Pellerud came into the program, I was flabbergasted that he wanted me to be captain because I felt like other people were more deserving than I was.
That's you though, Dubs. That's you.
I
That's
know,
so
but if
I can see Dubs giving it that. Yes, fucking me, captain. Yes, I deserve this.
No, it wasn't that. It's just
you all must listen to me.
Yeah, and then shit, I'm captain.
Yeah, that's what it would have been.
Oh,
no, fucking
Diana, shut the fuck up. It's my turn to talk.
Yeah. You'd be like, here's the armband.
Get down. Hey, Andrea Neal, you sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
It's my team.
There's a new kid in town.
That's right. And her name's Dubs. No, but there can be something to that. And I'm sure it's not this with Fonzie, but the timing aspect, Charms, I don't think you're completely off base because if he hasn't come into his leadership role kind of in himself and how he feels comfortable and how he assumes that, thrusting the armband upon him can maybe make it all go pear-shaped in a way. Like I think he'd end up getting to the same place, but I think instead of putting him on this upward trajectory towards his sort of self-actualization as the player and the hyper-talented, one of the world's best at what he does, but then making sure that the leadership component matches that, I think would have taken a long time to get there. I still think that the leadership component has a little while to get there, but the timing of it was right in my mind for him to be named captain of this men's national team. And maybe I'm putting more emphasis on that there should be. But I think there is something at play there that the timing needs to be right in order for a player to fully embrace that leadership role and the armband.
Because there are those captains, right? There are those captains who are genuine captains who lead the team, who you lean on, right? The Roy Keanes of the world, right? Guys who whether they led through fear or what. If you can have that, Craig, that is great. But what you're saying is it's not necessarily it's not needed. You don't have to have that type of personality. There aren't many of them. Right, but in a perfect world, you have got that person, that character, that leader, who is generally someone that everyone can rely on. Right, perfectly.
Yeah, you do see where the best player gets to be captain a lot in clubs, and national teams. And Roy Keane wasn't the best player in Manchester United, but he was as important as anybody else in that team. He's a different level, different. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, Marc Messier, that kind of leader, I'm saying, right?
Right.
In a perfect world, that's your captain. But the reality is that there aren't many of those guys or girls out there. So, at which point the captain isn't that important because you haven't got that person. Just do the job. Just lead from an example standpoint. Be the first out, last out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharms, you haven't asked me what I thought.
Oh, sorry. Yes, our captain. Dan
33 minutes in.
Quiet
What do you
Wonger.
think?
Letting other people shine.
Yeah, he's a quiet leader, Wonger. He's always the first in the podcast and the last to log out.
I'm surprised none of you mentioned this because it's probably what I think is the most important. But it's what color jeans Jesse Marsh will wear.
Great.
If he comes out with those weird gray pants again, he's not putting enough.
Why are they weird? They're just gray pants.
Because he's worn them too many times. They're very tight and tiger tight, as Jimmy Brennan would say. And he needs to. Part of it is looking great on the sideline. It enhances the Canadian national team. And if he just keeps going with the black hoodie and those gray jeans, I think he's doing a disservice to the national team and to the program overall. And I think it's quite important. That's all.
I think we should blame Pep, right? Have you noticed since Pep
he raised the stakes?
Since he came to England, the attire of the average manager has really become very casual. It used to be, there might be a few tracksuit coaches out there, but generally speaking, you're wearing suits. Most guys did, right? And then Pep arrived. Oh, look at me. I'm the greatest manager of all time. I've got 11 freaking La Liga crowns, and Champions Leagues and whatever. Look at me. I'm wearing jeans and a fucking hoodie, whether you like it or not.
Spanish.
Very Spanish, right? So I think Pep has brought the general attire, even though Pep's hoodie is worth about $1,000.
Right.
It's a nice hoodie. It's quality. But I think
he wants to appear as though he's the working man's coach. And to look too sharp in Manchester amongst the
hoodies are pretty popular there, right?
The
uniform of Manchester is a hoodie.
Yeah. He looks the part. He suits the part. And if in Barcelona, maybe a little more, style and suits.
He dressed up more in Barcelona. He dressed up more for sure.
Yeah.
I want Jesse to be able to have. I want a blazer and a nice scarf. I think that's what he should bring out soon. Yeah.
A schnood?
Is that what it is? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, a schnood is basically it's like a scarf, but a one-piece scarf.
Yeah, around your neck,
Remember Carlos Tevez wore it a lot. Remember that? They banned it eventually, but there's a couple of seasons there where all these idiots wore snoods because it got a little bit chilly in the winter in England.
It's a cash coup.
You know what? I played a match once, exhibition for what? Some kind of charity match, and our boy Brendan Dunlop came out wearing a snood.
No.
And he said he was. It's quite funny because we've been making fun of snoods for a long time. And he came out and like, B, that is so you.
Was he coaching?
No, he was playing.
A snood is for the players?
Yeah, it's a playing scarf, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
It's like a foreskin you put over your neck.
As we go back to that
previous conversation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Cottaging.
So let me ask you this: was he wearing it? I call it a neck warmer. I've never ever called it a snood.
Oh yeah, no.
Or it's called a cache coup in
about
in
6-7 years ago. Snoods were in.
Cache coup en français.
Cache coup. Coup is your neck, so a neck hide. Not like it's in the skin, but
I prefer
hiding your neck.
Cash code.
And we're back. Hey, cash cow. We're back to foreskin talk now. But did he have it? Was it just by itself, or did he also have a toque?
No, by itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the thing about snoods in English in the Prem once the winter months came, right? That the Carlos Teveses of the world wore these snoods, and some of these guys would still be wearing short sleeves. It's like, well, either you go in the full ball, you're wearing gloves, sleeves, and the snood. You can't do one or the other, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Either you're cold or not. Anyway, that was a long time ago, but yeah, that was the snood conversation. Dubs, back to this swanky affair you attended this past week.
Oh, snooty affair.
A snooty affair. It sounds very snooty. So explain to me. So Fonzie and Max were up there with Jesse on the stage, and they were just having was Jesse mediating it? Was he the interviewer?
No, it was the person at this law firm in Montreal who was mediating it. And
they're great hosts, usually lawyers.
Yeah, well, Jesse kind of took over, and Kevin and they just kind of.
Kevin Blue?
Kevin Blue, yeah. First term.
She's on first name.
No, I said Kevin Blue earlier, and then I said it again, so I didn't keep calling him two names, but though I do that. I have friends where I only call them by their full names.
Me too.
Like my friend John, who does a play-by-play for TSN 690 on the radio. I call him John still. Like I'm incapable of calling him just John. He's John still, always.
I like that though. It's like endearment, isn't it? When you call someone by their full name.
I think so. Yeah, it seems like overly formal, but it's not.
But then it gets weird though. You go too far, you just can't stop that.
Yeah.
It could be, inappropriate, like a funeral, for example, and it's not something where because it's humorous, right? The full name. There's certain times when you have to kind of be more mature at Dubs.
I know.
Anyway, sorry. So they're up there. So Jesse's taking over, and he's asking questions to Max and to Fonzie.
Yep. Just kind of giving everybody kind of the lay of the land and inside look of what they're trying to do. But I was given side eye because I moonlight in media, so I can't say much more.
Well, please continue.
No, I can't.
Explain that,
or else I won't be invited to these affairs anymore.
Did you get slagged?
Did I get? No, not really. But Patrice Bernier was the other alumni who was there, so we both kind of got overt side eye as part of the presentation.
So there wasn't much media there. Like you were the
token.
Really?
There was no. It was a private affair. So I had a great chat to Peter Grusso, our Canada Soccer president, who says hello, and he's a regular listener. Had a great chat with Peter.
Dubs, pantsuit or gown? What did you wear?
I hybrid. I did like a gown, but with pants on underneath. No, I didn't.
Just in case, cover your bases.
Yeah.
Did you what you were wearing? Did it fit in nicely, or do you overdress or underdress?
No, I was good.
Yeah.
Sort of right in the middle. Yeah. I was wearing like some nice leggings and like a shirt dress, like looked like a button up, but it was a dress with a belt. I didn't think we'd be talking about this.
It wasn't the green one?
With some heels. I was even wearing heels.
Really?
No.
Then how long did it take you to pick that out?
Not very long.
What shall I wear today? What's it going to be?
Get some dicks, you know that?
Do you want a TSN green dress? No, not that one. I'm going to go.
I'd love it if Jesse Marsh was like, I don't like your pants either.
Me? Yeah. Well, that means he's listening. So Jesse, if you want to go for a shop, I'll bring you to the closest Marshalls or Winners. Yeah. Cheap pants that look.
I like what he wears.
I think he looks good. Yeah, and he's very modern. He's very pep chic.
Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same clothes in this every single time. That's all.
That's fine.
I want him to switch it up.
Maybe
but you wear the same boots every single time.
No, I got 3 of those. I just go back to I'm Wonger. I don't have a platform. A platform like Jesse March. I'm not representing the Federation. Let's be honest.
2 jackets. You got a red plaid jacket, and you got this light blue CBC 1984 jacket as well, and you got Blundstones. That's what you wear.
Yeah.
And he just said, "I'm Wonger, like I'm George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents."
Yeah. Tuna on rye.
He has high expectations for others.
Shit, yes. Do I ever? Working internet and microphone. Those are my expectations.
Yeah.
What were Fonzie and Max wearing? Were they wearing their kits?
Yeah, they're just wearing their Canada Soccer hoodies and their track pants.
Oh, they weren't dressed up?
No. Well, I mean, they're speaking as players, right? So you want them wearing what they're wearing in camp.
Was Jesse wearing the grey pants that night?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
He was, wasn't he?
How's our buddy Max doing?
Oh, he's good. And did you hear Max Crepeau, part owner, investor in Montreal Roses?
Yeah.
Love that.
How much is
I got to see him twice this past week. I have no idea, Sharms. Can we move on, please?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I could invest in a team. Here, it's $10. I'm an investor.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll give you about 5%.
Forest.
Do the math, Gregor. Do the math. 10%.
You say let's move on, but I don't know what to move on to. Because all they had was just this Canada stuff. Is that it?
Yeah. Do you regret going to me first?
Time. Pardon?
Do you regret going to me first? Did I killed kind of the vibe of the show, right? That they were getting at like a couple different opinions, and everybody was like, yeah, what Amy said.
No. You gave us a good foundation.
Because no one else had given it any thought. And they were happy to jump and piggyback off it. That's why I went to you first. I know you had. Well, I thought you had. Sorry, clearly you hadn't. But I appreciate it.
But I had. I gave it a lot of thought, and I thought, no, he sticks with what's working so far.
Yeah, I think you went with the flow because you actually started off saying this is going to be boring.
Yeah, you did. You never do that. You should never do that, Dubs. Because then we expect it to be boring.
That's Dubs at a job interview, right? I'm really not up for this. But
and then you impress.
Lower the expectations.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, listen, that was Footy Prime. We will,
let me do some promo. Well, Jimmy's on calling the game tonight, the match, Canada-Panama on One Soccer. Our Kyle Laren, great chat with him, and we did get to know me with him. So stick around for the end of that. I'm going to cut something up, make it fun, put some music to it. Kyle and Canada Soccer, we're also going to pitch in after we get Jimmy's microphone fixed. We're going to send you a microphone, Canada Soccer, so your podcasts, when you're on podcasts, you sound better. Just so you know.
Usually pretty good, though, right? That was just bad connection.
No, they're not. They've never been good.
Really?
No.
Wasn't Alistair good?
So we're looking for improvement, Jesse Marsh's pants and microphones for Canada Soccer.
No, you want the pants changed. No one else does.
No, I like the pants.
You guys, you're going to get sick of the pants. You're only saying that because you want to be on Jesse's good side.
Hey,
I don't have a fight. I'm just giving you straight down the middle, just like Jimmy did with TFC. I'm going to get in trouble this week.
It's working for Jesse Marsh right now. I would stick with it. Right. He's getting good results. They lose to Panama. Maybe it's time to switch up. But at this point, I'd stay with it.
Working class manager. He's for the people.
He is.
Yes.
The people's manager, Jesse Marsh. All right. Well, we will recap the game tomorrow. It's is it 7:30 kickoff tonight, Jimmy?
Yes, it is.
You're on the call.
James.
Okay. All right. 7:30 tonight. We'll recap the famous Canadian victory in the friendly against Panama on tomorrow's Footy Prime. Like us, subscribe, leave comments.
Panama. I had it. I mean, I wanted it out. I got it out. Thank you.
No, you got to mean it though, Jimmy.
You got it out, yeah. Another cottaging reference.
I did it earlier, and every time someone was saying Panama, I was like, I need to just yell this right now, and it's going to be in my head calling the game.
Do it
on the call.
Freak out Wheels. Just start belting it out at some point during the match.
Yeah. Oh Canada, oh baby.
Generally speaking, Jimmy will mention that at some point.
Leave Wheels alone. Leave Wheels saying alone.
I hope we hear a few of those tonight because that means we've scored some goals.
That's true.
I hope that Kyle Laren and
it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
Ruthlessness, as Dubs mentioned there earlier. All right, we need some goals tonight. Let's get a great emphatic performance. All right, and a big win because Nations League games coming up next month and they're big. A chance for Canada to win something, right? We can make fun of the Nations League, but it's better than friendlies, and it's something to win. And Canada's very much has that within them this time around. Quarterfinals next month.